On July 16, 1945, in the New Mexico desert, humanity acquired the power of self-extinction. As the flash of the Trinity test illuminated the sky, one man saw more than just a triumph of physics. He saw the death of all future possibilities. J. Robert Oppenheimer quoted the sacred Hindu text, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." But he was no god. He was merely a mortal who stole fire from the heavens, only to realize far too late that he had no way to put it out. This is not merely a film about the creation of the atomic bomb. It is a terrifying essay on the ontology of technology and the crisis of modern ethics. What happens to the soul of a man when he realizes he has initiated a chain reaction that could ultimately incinerate the planet? The biography that inspired the film is titled American Prometheus. In Greek mythology, Prometheus steals fire from the gods to give it to humanity, granting them civilization and technology. As punishment, Prometheus is chained to a rock so an eagle can devour his liver for all eternity. Quantum physics in the 1930s unlocked the very fabric of reality. Oppenheimer and the scientists at Los Alamos found that fire within the splitting of the atom. To understand the true tragedy of this discovery, we must turn to German philosopher Martin Heidegger and his famous essay, The Question Concerning Technology. Heidegger argued that modern technology is not merely a set of neutral tools that we use for good or evil. Technology is a way of seeing the world, a mode of revealing that he called Gestell or framing. Under the lens of technological framing, nature ceases to be something sacred or contemplative and is treated instead as a mere standing reserve of resources to be exploited. When Oppenheimer and his team look at the atom, the natural world is reduced to pure force waiting to be mastered. The ultimate danger of Heideggerian technology is that human beings themselves become framed, turning into just another manageable part of the massive industrial and military machine. The race against Nazi Germany seemed to justify any advance. But in lighting this fire, the punishment of the modern Prometheus was not to be chained by gods, but rather to be devoured by the very technological machine he helped build. This is where the fundamental contribution of philosopher of science Hans Jonas enters, through his masterpiece The Imperative of Responsibility. Jonas realized that traditional ethical theories, developed from ancient Greece through Immanuel Kant, were designed only for direct, immediate human interactions. No ethics of the past foresaw a technology capable of destroying the entire biosphere or altering the essence of future generations. Hans Jonas, therefore, formulated a new ethical imperative for the atomic and digital age. We must act so that the effects of our actions are compatible with the permanence of an authentic human life on Earth. He proposed the concept of the Heuristics of Fear. In a scenario where the scale of risk is total annihilation, predicting the worst-case scenario must take moral precedence over immediate gains. Before the Trinity test, Edward Teller calculated that atomic fission could generate heat so extreme that it might ignite the hydrogen atoms in the atmosphere, starting an uncontrollable chain reaction. The chance was close to zero, but it was not zero. By pressing the button, Oppenheimer violated Hans Jonas's imperative of responsibility, subordinating the future of humanity to the uncertainty of probability. The atmosphere did not catch fire that day, but the geopolitical chain reaction began, and it has never been stopped. During their meeting in the Oval Office, Oppenheimer told President Truman that he felt he had blood on his hands. Truman responded by offering him a handkerchief and stating ironically that the blood was on the president's hands. This scene perfectly illustrates philosopher Hannah Arendt's analysis in works like The Human Condition and Eichmann in Jerusalem. Arendt shows us how bureaucratic modernity and extreme division of labor isolate individuals from the moral responsibility of their actions. The scientist claims he merely discovered the laws of nature. The engineer says he only built the mechanism. The politician argues he only made the strategic decision, and the soldier claims he was simply following orders. Within the Los Alamos machine, the act of killing thousands of people was diluted into equations and logistics, creating a terrifying moral neutrality. Oppenheimer only realized he could not wash the blood from his hands when the bomb left the laboratory, and scientific abstraction converted into concrete destruction. As Hannah Arendt pointed out, the processes we initiate through human action possess a character of irreversibility. Irrevocable action transforms a person into the helpless prisoner of their own deeds. Oppenheimer became a prisoner of his creation. He tried to contain the arms race against the hydrogen bomb, but he was silenced, humiliated, and stripped of his security clearance. The scientist who tried to act as a philosopher was destroyed by the very system he helped erect. At the film's conclusion, we return to the secret conversation between Oppenheimer and Albert Einstein by the lake. Oppenheimer recalls that when he brought those initial calculations to Einstein, they feared starting a chain reaction that would destroy the entire world. When Einstein asks what remains of that fear, Oppenheimer replies with the most devastating line in recent cinema, "I believe we did." The chain reaction that destroyed the world was not the fusion of nitrogen in the air. It was the ontological shift described by Heidegger and Arendt. By proving that planetary destruction is a viable technical option, Oppenheimer altered the psyche of our species forever. We now live permanently under the shadow of a self-manufactured apocalypse. Oppenheimer is not a story of the past. It is a living warning about our present. Today we stand on the threshold of new Trinity tests in artificial intelligence, synthetic biology, and autonomous warfare. Scientists and engineers around the globe are once again operating under the framing of technology, unchaining Prometheus without knowing whether the consequences can ever be contained. Philosophy reminds us that technical progress without ethical reflection is merely suicide in slow motion. It is not enough to ask if science can create something. The fundamental question that Oppenheimer, Heidegger, and Hans Jonas bequeath to us is, will we be capable of surviving what we create? If this in-depth analysis gave you a new perspective on the philosophy behind Oppenheimer, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We explore the major philosophical concepts behind pop culture every week. Leave a comment below telling us, in the age of artificial intelligence, are we already making the exact same mistake as Oppenheimer? Thank you so much for watching.